Like either I'm gonna die of like heat stroke or from stress, bro. I don't know which one pick your poison.
Whichever one comes first.
Yeah. Whichever comes first, whichever. The sun's either the sun is trying to kill me or I'm trying to kill me. I don't know. Like I'm trying to do too much or something. I don't know. I can't say no to things, bro.
I have no idea how long I've been up. I know it's over 24 hours already.
Oh no. Oh no, Joey. This is gonna go so well.
This is gonna go amazing.
It's gonna be the best one yet.
The best one ever.
This is how like you see somebody do those interviews on TV and they don't make any sense and stuff. Yeah. You're like, what happened to him?
What happened?
This is what happened to him.
Yeah, this is it.
This is what happened to him. They didn't
sleep
and it's
stressed
too
out
hot
and overheated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you don't, and then you're on YouTube for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
For giving the craziest interview.
Oh, dude. Yeah, my drive back did not go as planned.
Really?
Like I took off at the time I was gonna take off because I knew I was gonna have like a 1 hour ahead. So I was gonna leave at I left at like 1. It's like, all right, at least I'll get back. It'll be 2 by the time I get back home in Texas with that hour. So I pulled up to I pulled up to a 7-Eleven, put some gas because I've been to 7-Eleven before. They've always
no big deal.
Yeah, put gas in. I was like, all right, start going, get on the highway. I'm going. Like 10 minutes later, my check engine light starts flashing.
No,
my car starts sputtering. I'm like, what the heck? So I pulled off real quick, check my oil, checking everything I can. See nothing, I don't feel anything, I don't hear anything. So I'm like, what the heck? So I look up, find the closest AutoZone, go over there, and I get the dude to do a code read. And he's all like, all right, where it says something for a diesel or something. I was like, what?
Oh,
and so,
no.
But
I was already guessing, Joey.
No. So on the Honda, on the Hondas, that one code means 4 different things. But it all has to do with the knock sensor. He's like, did you hear any knock? I was like, nah, man. I was like, I didn't hear anything. It's just I put gas and stuff and started 10 minutes later started sputtering. He was like, oh, he's like, you might have gotten bad fuel, man. That gets a lot of people over here. I was like, oh, cool.
That sounds fun.
That sounds fun. So I got some fuel stabilizer, fuel cleaner, and octane, and just threw it in a tank. And I
thought you were gonna tell me that you put diesel in your car instead of.
No.
Bro.
Nah, they didn't have diesel.
You put slushy in there.
You put slushy in there. Put slushy machine in there.
Hey, if it keeps me going.
It's gonna keep me cold.
It's gonna keep the car cold too, bro.
But yeah,
car runs on slushy.
The max I was going was 63, 64 all the way back.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, so I got home at 6:30 this morning.
Oh my gosh, dude.
But yeah, I mean, other than the drive back, the rest of my weekend was pretty cool. That con was pretty cool. We saw a bunch of
Oh, that's right. So did you dress up? Did you have a
cosplay? No, I didn't.
Cosplay.
I just wore a t-shirt and walked around, took pictures. I went to the Avatar panel for the Avatar Last Airbender.
Oh
the
yeah.
Cast, they were there. But we were in the overflow room. So they had one room where they were actually in, and then they had an overflow room where they streamed it.
Uh-huh.
So that's okay. But it's kind of weird because you figure you're gonna have this cast from this big show, and you're gonna put them in a small, which I kind of get something. Sometimes it's room. They can only get certain ones and stuff like that. But
some main stars. Did they have some main stars, or was it just?
Yeah, they had the guy who played Jason. They had Rikishi, the wrestler. He was there.
That's cool.
They had some other voice actors. They had the guy who played Michael Myers, who dressed up as him. He was there. They had the guitarist from Anthrax there. That's some pretty weird weird celebrities there. That Blue Power Ranger was there. Uncle Ruckus was there. Ernie Hudson from Ghostbusters, he was there.
Oh, cool.
They had the old lady from Walking Dead. Oh man, It was one of the OLs. It wasn't Carol. It was one of the other ones. And oh man, it was when they were at Alexandria, I think. She was that lady.
If I saw her, I'd probably recognize her. Right?
Yeah. She was one of the ones that died. So.
No, well, spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers.
She did.
Everybody dies.
Spoilers. Everybody gonna die.
Everybody
Don't spoil it, but
speaking of dying,
one day?
I'm dying right now.
All right, let's get into it, dude. Like, we need to. I don't know what it's gonna take for us to get through this, but you know what? I'm hosting this time, so like we might just be like, I'm gonna just cut you off. Like we done. 30 minutes. We're done, son.
Ninja Kamui?
Yeah, Ninja Kamui. I'm gonna say Ninja Kamui.
Ninja Kamui. Okay. All right. And here we go. Okay. In 3, 2, and 1. Hey everybody, welcome back to Anime Me Pod. It's me, Joanna, with my co-host Sal, and we have made it to a new month. And what comes with the new month? A new name. And what does that name? Saltimber.
Why do you think they call it Saltimber,
Why do you
Joanna?
think
Why
they
do you
call
think
it? I think it's because you're taking my spot this month.
That's right. I'm introducing you to anime, bro. Okay, I'm
You're
gonna teach
introducing
you
me.
about all the best animes out there.
Yeah.
Very little. You know what? Hey, by the way, Anime Me is a podcast where you teach me how to love and watch anime, one episode at a time. But this time
around,
I'm teaching you to love anime one episode at a time. Except for here's the thing. I'm gonna put a caveat on it. Okay, right off the bat. Okay, I got like 5. We got like 5. I have 5 animes we're gonna watch. And some of them, they ain't all home runs, okay, Joe? They ain't all home runs. You know this.
Yeah.
But they do kind of run a theme. And we'll see at the end of the month if you can figure it out. All right? I'm not even going to put it out there, except for the only theme is they all picked by Sal.
Yeah, they're all picked by Sal.
You know what the first one is? Can I give you the first one?
Give me the first one.
You ready for this?
What are we learning today?
Ninja Kamui.
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 I think it's Kamui.
No idea. Be prepared to be disappointed.
Kamui.
I don't know how to pronounce anybody's name.
Well, from the synopsis I got, they're pretty easy names.
All right, let
me hit that real quick. All right. So, former ninja Joe Logan, not Joe Rogan.
Not Joe Rogan.
Not Joe Rogan. Seeks vengeance on the clan that murdered his family after he awakes from being dead and waking up with some supernatural abilities. So we got a former ninja named Joe Logan.
Joe Logan. He's got a podcast. He's eating elk meat.
Hey, he lives on a farm.
He does live on a farm, I wouldn't put... Hey, he does know karate, too.
He does know karate, yeah.
Or MMA, mixed martial arts. He knows. So maybe he's
this
a
ninja,
is about
man.
him. He is a ninja, I saw him on what was that one where they used to eat bugs? Fear Factor.
Fear Factor, yeah.
He was on Fear Factor. He almost kicked somebody's butt on that show.
Yeah, he did.
You remember that clip, dude? Look it up. Dude, look it up on YouTube.
Guys.
All right. So, you know what? I think I'll go ahead and just get you to just kind of give me like some things that stood out to you about the show. Like, tell me, what did you think about the beginning? What did you think about...
Well, first and foremost, the first thing I noticed, Rick and Morty anime.
Dude, right? That is gonna be wild.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
I mean, did you watch Rick and Morty? Have you watched it?
I haven't seen how many seasons is there?
I don't know. There's
dude, I can't remember because their seasons were so the number of episodes were differentiated,
ridiculous. Yeah, yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so I
Uh-huh.
didn't even
They're
know
all
what
over the
season it
place.
was. I was like,
Me neither.
I
Me
don't
neither.
know.
I just like catch like
Yeah,
episodes here and there. Like I don't
yeah,
ever like watch it straight through. But the anime though,
yeah. Think
I
we
don't
might have to
know what.
watch it, man.
I think we're gonna have to put that on the list, dude. I think it starts like
Yeah,
right now. Is it like on
I
right
think
now?
so. Something I don't know.
Okay.
It said it's like
But
pretty
what
much
be
on right now.
be prepared. I mean, we
Yeah,
still have some other animes for me to pick out,
yeah.
and maybe that might be the
Maybe that
one.
might be.
We switching it up.
We switching it up. Oh man, but like one of the other things I noticed is like so I watched it both English sub and English Japanese sub and English sub. I
Uh-huh.
watched it both ways. The funny thing is so
I
I'm gonna
already
go
know.
jump into the middle of the season or in
Yeah,
middle
go
of the
ahead.
episode.
Go ahead.
When
We're anywhere.
when he starts singing, when he starts playing the guitar. At
Yeah.
first, I thought he was gonna play some "Kiss Me." It was gonna be a "Kiss Me" cover, the Six Sense
It's,
song.
it
It
don't
sounded
sound
like
like
that,
it.
didn't
It
it?
does. Yeah, I was like, oh
I was
no.
like,
I go,
"Oh, here
I
we
hope
go."
I hope he's just playing the guitar. Don't start singing. And then he starts singing. I'm like, oh
Dude,
no.
hearing his voice in Japanese, and then because the song's in English, it comes from
Okay, no
Japanese to
matter
English,
what.
and then the voice they have for English, I was like, I knew automatically, even in the English sub, that voice is not his.
Not even close.
Not
You
him.
know, I wish that was the one thing, and maybe I could try to look it up now, but I have no idea who wrote and who sang that song. But it ain't Joe Logan. It ain't
It
Joe
ain't Joe
Logan.
Logan, man. I can tell you that.
I tell you what, it's that girl from Sixpence None the
It
Richer, bro.
is. It is
It
her.
is. I was like, you better not start singing, bro. And
Dude,
he starts,
kiss,
he's like, kiss
kiss
me.
me.
I was actually kind of, I
Dude,
was like, it's a little cringe, right?
it is, dude. It's
It's a little cringe.
like,
All right,
oh,
all
man.
right. It's a little cringe. All right, keep going. What'd you
But,
think about the fight scenes, though?
dude, the choreography of the fight scenes from the first one where he's getting so like that first intro, I was like, all right, did they just rip off the Batman movie? Because
A
that's that whole
little bit.
subway scene. He was on the subway, then he gets jumped out of the subway. So I was like, hey, this is just Batman.
It
Batman's
is.
about to he's about to drop down and start beating somebody's face in, which that dude does start beating him.
Beating that guy's face
Dude,
in. Yeah.
Foot Clan didn't stand a chance, man.
Not even a bit. Not even a
But
bit, dude.
then they had the Akuma Jack 8 fusion guy come up.
Yeah, right. Like
Dude,
he has this kind of like this crazy old outfit on.
yeah, it's like a mech suit that he has on,
Uh-huh.
but like his
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
face is like it reminds me of his face reminded me of Akuma from Street Fighter, but like his body was like Jack 8 from Tekken.
Yeah. And they all look like regular ninjas. Like you're
Yeah,
just
they
like,
all
oh, he's
look
the regular.
regular. These
This
dudes just
man,
looking like a cyborg.
yeah, he's half man, half robot. He's a man bot.
He's a man bot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so you got dude those choreography scenes, the fight scenes, dude, they're crazy insane.
They were
And
good,
thinking that it
right?
was on Adult Swim, I wonder if they actually showed that blood like on Cartoon Network because
That is interesting.
HBO Max they can do it, it's streaming, so they can add all the
Mm-hmm.
blood. But like when it comes to stuff like that, like I said with censorship, sometimes depending on the time of day it shows on TV, they
Mm-hmm.
have to like edit like that stuff out. So
You know
like if you
that
watch Dragon Ball Z after school, you wouldn't see the blood, but if you watched it on like the Toonami Midnight Run, you'll see the
uh-huh.
blood.
That's interesting because I'm wondering how much they cut out because there's a
Yeah,
part where there is a massacre,
dude,
right?
straight up
It's
mess.
brutal. It's brutal, right?
Dude, it turns into the Amityville house at the end
It
of
is.
it.
I mean, spoilers, his
Dude,
wife is murdered on the in the first
and
episode
yeah, which
in cold blood.
by the way, I think it was like 14 minutes in, uh,
Hmm.
when it was at the kid's birthday party when he came.
Hmm.
By the way, this kid, he's a bad example of homeschooling because he pronounces tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This boy can't read.
he can't
This
read.
boy can't read.
He
He can only
can't
ninja.
read.
He
He can
he
only
knows how to
ninja.
ninja.
But
Uh,
it's during that scene, like the wife and the son both say the death sentence lines. With the son being when they gave him the helmet, he's like, "I don't want to be villain. I want to be the hero." I was like, "Oh, he's dead." And the wife
yeah.
says, I love you both." I was like, "She's dead too." I was like, "That's
Yeah.
the death sentence right there."
You already know, right? You're like
14 minutes in, they're dead.
there's the sunlight. He's playing guitar.
Yeah,
The song something about like nothing's gonna bad happen to
Yeah,
us ever.
but something
Wrong.
bad's about to happen. I think I wrote down. This kid's gonna do something stupid that gets him kidnapped or his mom killed or both.
Yep, you ain't lying. You
Ain't
knew
lie.
immediately,
Yeah,
right? And you knew
dude.
immediately.
But I think that's just part of like TV in general, because like
Yeah.
even in like other TV shows, like here in
Yeah.
the States, like you notice certain themes and stuff to where like if something's going a certain way, you're like, oh, they're dead. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it starts all too like
yeah,
beautiful. I mean, like you
yeah.
just,
And then they
it's
got the
called Ninja Kamui.
montage. Yeah, they got the montage
Yeah.
of the family in the middle where they're just doing family stuff. It's like, oh yeah, these some they die.
Yeah. Yeah. There's gonna be blood.
Yeah.
There's gonna
Everywhere.
be there's gonna be vengeance. Okay,
It's
we
going to
can't
be
just.
vengeance.
What are we watching? This ain't Full House.
It's a
This ain't
wild.
Ninja Full House.
I was like going through so many different. I was like, okay, because I didn't really catch. I didn't look at the synopsis before I just started it because we have
Hmm.
a code open, with that first fight scene. I don't really get his name. We get the wife's name and the kid's name. But it's just like it goes from like, all right, once they show him at the farm, I was just like, all right, is this Old Man Logan? Is
Yeah.
this that farm in Logan that he went to before? And then it's like when they're talking, because they talk about that murder scene of the first guy on the
Hmm.
news, which by the way, that news anchor has no idea what a knife or a sword is, because he just says he seems to have been cut with a sharp object. It's like, do you not know what a knife is?
It could be
It
anything.
could
It could be, I
be
don't, a pencil,
a
a
pencil.
spoon.
But it gives
No.
that vibe of like Hawkeye, how in Hawkeye where you find out his wife was a spy as well, because she's like calling it out like, oh hey, do you think it's this guy? Like there's another guy that we might see later on. But it's all like, wait, are they both spies? Do they both know about this stuff? So I was like, all right, this is like Hawkeye right here, and then of course the whole family thing. I was like, all right, these kids are gonna die. And then at the end, when he dies but comes back to life, I was like, oh, this is just a crow right here. Like,
Yeah, yep. So it's got some feelings like that, right? It's
yeah,
got that one. Let me throw another movie at you.
get it.
What's the one with Keanu Reeves?
Matrix. No,
No,
John
the other
Wick.
one. John
John Wick.
Wick,
Yeah.
right?
At the very end, when he goes back to the house and starts like cutting out his go bag, it's like, all right, oh, I was like,
Yep,
oh, this is John Wick right here. But then when he puts on that
yep.
mask, it reminds me of that movie Monkey Man that just came out a
Oh,
while back.
yo,
I was like,
yo.
this is all just this whole first episode is just like cliches of all these like crime fighting movies of vengeance.
Yeah, the writer and director was just like
Yeah.
just watching something. He's like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
just that and
he
that,
had he
and
marathon all these movies and shows right before. He's like,
he's
I'm
like,
gonna
you know
use
what'd
all
be
this
great?
stuff.
Yeah, I like all of these.
Yeah,
And you know what? I also like Joe Rogan.
yeah. I like Joe Rogan, but I'm gonna call him Joe Logan.
Yeah. All right. Hey, but also, what do you think of that? There's a very end. He puts on the mask. There's a song that's playing in the
Oh,
background.
dude, that song when it kicks in, dude, that song
So
goes hard.
that's our cold open song.
That's a code open song.
And
All
so we'll
right,
hear
cool.
it the rest of the season. It'll
Oh,
be the first thing that we see.
dude, that's a good song to have.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and hit you with some facts on this show.
All right, do it.
And I'll start with the cold open song. That song is called Cold. It's called Vengeance. It's called Vengeance. It had to. I don't know exactly, but I'm
There's no
pretty
other
sure.
way.
I think
Gotta be.
it's written is written for this show. It's gotta be. I mean, because if you
Yeah,
watch, you need to go and watch the next episode so you can see the cold
yeah,
open because it does something kind of cheesy but
yeah.
kind of cool at the same time.
It's the
Like
same time. Yeah,
like the scenes from the cold open are
yeah,
just it's a regular anime. It's anime. They're doing cliche
yeah.
anime stuff.
Yes. The cliche stuff. Yeah,
People are running, people are
yeah.
fighting. But there's a part where there's like a scream, it's like a death metal scream, and then the character himself is doing it
Is
on it.
doing the scream.
So yeah,
Which, by the way,
it's
dude,
kind
all of his growls like he was doing during the show too, reminded me of
yeah.
Logan, like doing the Wolverine.
Uh,
Especially at the
mm-hmm,
end when he like when they go to his house and they find him where they live and they attack him at his house. That
mm-hmm.
was like that whole last fight sequence of Logan because he's yelling and
Yeah,
screaming. It's just going off. I'm like, oh, dude, this is so hard.
yeah. It is harsh. It is like gut wrenching.
Yeah.
So it's done by the song is done by it's called Vengeance and it's done by a band called Cold Rain and they're
Mhm.
a Japanese band and here's the interesting thing about them. they're based in Japan. They're they're all Japanese, but every one of their songs and all their albums, they're all in
English.
English. English only. Doesn't
Yeah,
that blow your mind? And they've been together since like 2007.
yeah.
So they're
That's like
doing it
it's
up.
like another band that I listen to. They're called the Hiatus. The singer, he
Hmm.
like sings a lot of songs in English, like, but
That
they're based
is,
out of Japan. But he has some
I
in
mean,
English. I mean, some in Japanese, but a lot of the songs are in English. And that dude, like, he does a lot of like other projects too. Like, he has another band called Mono Eyes, I think, and
hmm.
that's like all English too.
It makes sense. I mean, like if you're gonna be in like the world, the market, like they're considered post-hardcore. So
Yeah,
you gotta imagine that post-hardcore
yeah,
music is. I mean, of course, it comes from America
yeah,
first, but you want to be in that market. Like if you
yeah.
could
You want to
break
be,
into the
yeah.
American market, you're
You
doing
want to be in
something. You know,
that sector.
you want to be in that sector. You know, you want to be
Yeah,
in this thing. So about the show, this is I want to call it an ova
yeah.
or you know an ona maybe.
Like an
It's you know
original
it's an
story.
it's done by Sung Hoo Park. Sung Hoo Park
Right.
is the writer director that used to be with Mappa Studios.
Okay.
So he takes off. Mappa Studios,
Yeah.
you know him from,
Yeah.
they did Chainsaw Man,
Yeah.
they did Gymnastic Samurai,
Yeah. All the good.
and so all the good ones. Like he's in there. Also, Mappa Studios has some questionable things.
Yeah.
You know how they're like underpaying their
Yeah.
animators and all this kind of stuff. And I don't know if this like gets him to move off, but Sung Hoo
Yeah.
Park decides, you know what, I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna do my own thing, and he starts E&H Productions, and this is like his first foray into his own,
Own kind
like
of
his
stuff.
yeah, his own stuff. This is gonna be the first thing we're gonna do, and they like they hit it hard, and they make an announcement. They team up with Adult Swim and say,
Yeah.
"Hey, we got this show coming out." And
Yeah.
they announced this probably about 2022. They're gonna go like,
Yeah.
"Hey, we got the show coming out. This
Yeah.
is 2022," and then they go to Comic Con in San Diego. Big. This is a big one. Comic Con in San Diego is the big one.
Yeah. That's a big one.
It's the big one. And they have a trailer there in 2023, and people are hyped for this show.
Yeah.
And it's gonna hit the Adult Swim Toonami like
Yeah.
block. So it is on Toonami.
On
It is an
Tsunami.
Adult
Yeah.
Swim. I think it's like I don't know the difference though. Here's the thing. Canada, Toonami Canada, like I don't know
I
why
think
make a distinction?
because I think what it is like, since Canada has kind of different, I think, regulations when it comes to what they can show on TV. So
Hmm.
there's like a different cut that they get versus as what we
Okay.
get. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that because
Yeah.
yeah, this show, I mean, spoilers, it continues to be brutal.
Brutal.
Like,
It
we're
looks like
talking
it's gonna be
like
brutal.
people getting stabbed with sharp
Yeah.
objects on a constant basis, okay? On a constant
Not to
basis.
mention the
So,
dude has like, he's like Smoke from Mortal Kombat. He just turned into mist.
straight up missed, son. Like that boy, take it easy on
On the
on the
Foot
menthols,
Clan,
bro.
man.
So this show is announced. Then it comes out in January to February. January February in 2024, and it's dropped both in the sub and the dub. I'm trying to
Yeah.
think. What was the other show we watched? I want to say
It was
Kaiju number 8.
Kaiju was
Kaiju
dropping.
number 8. So this show is
Yeah,
also doing the same thing.
same thing.
They're also dropping the sub and the dub at the same time. So I don't know how this works either. I'm guessing maybe HBO owns Toonami or Cartoon Network.
I think they probably have it in anyone with Cartoon Network, because I think they have some Cartoon Network shows on HBO Max.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so because I watched this show live. I did watch it
yeah,
like not live, but like, they were dropping
yeah.
it
As they
every
went
oth-
on.
as they went on. And but
Yeah,
when they would drop it, it would be in both English sub
and
and the dub.
Japanese. Yeah,
So these same guys, the Sung Hoo Park was also one of the guys that like uh worked he directed the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen. So do you kind of feel that a little bit in there?
yeah. The fight scenes.
He did the
Yeah,
last season of Attack on Titan, which I have not watched, but I
yeah.
hear it's pretty good.
And
Um
that show's crazy.
I hear it's wild. And also I heard that the last season probably wasn't the best, but I don't know about that.
Dude, like halfway through that whole series, it gets to me it gets like crazy because it's
Crazy.
like
Yeah.
it's like a main thing, but then it just like just goes.
Just goes and goes. Also Suhu Park, the E&H Productions.
Yeah.
I don't know what this has to do, but I got it. I think you might like this, Jojo. He's got a new show coming out. He's got a new show coming out. It's called Red Cat Ramen. Let me give you the quick synopsis of it. It's just a bunch of cats making ramen.
Ramen,
They, they're like they own a ramen
ramen
shop,
shop.
and there's an actual lady there, and then there's a bunch of cats, and
Yes.
they're making. Now, tell me that's not. Don't tell me that's not up your alley, bro.
Bro, I'm watching that as soon as it comes
As
out.
soon as it drops, to be announced. By the way, it's
To be
not.
done.
They don't. We don't know. To be announced. Be looking for Red Cat Ramen, bro.
Red cat ramen. Oh,
Ooh, the other really cool, interesting thing about this is Takashi Okazaki. Takashi Okazaki is the designer. He's
yeah,
the artist who designed these characters.
yeah,
He he's pretty well known in the manga world
yeah,
because he did Afro Samurai, and he's got a litany of
yeah.
other things. But can you see the
I can
Afro
feel it,
Samurai,
especially with the cyborg samurai. Like you have that
Cyborg
feel.
Samurai?
Like
Yeah, dude, and he
the animation does have that Afro samurai and like Boondocks feel to it, like the way it's
yeah.
drawn and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
like even
Mm-hmm.
the color grading, like when they're at the farm, like the colors and stuff that they use, like it reminded me of Boondocks.
Yeah. And so it's got that feel for it because
Yeah,
this guy he's the artist for it.
yeah.
He also had something in his credits, which you mentioned earlier, and I was like, I'm gonna save this, but he did something. I don't know what it is, but it's just called Batman Ninja.
Oh yes. So Batman
You know
Ninjas,
what this?
it's so DC has a lot of animated series,
Uh-huh.
and Batman Ninja is one of the animated series. It's just basically Batman set in like the Shogun Ninja era, and he's a
Okay.
ninja. Yeah,
Okay. So yeah, so
yeah.
Takashi Okazaki,
He did that. Yeah,
he's the artist for
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
I will
and then
give
maybe the manga
DC
writer.
does have a lot of good animated stuff.
I hear they're really
It's just
good.
their live action is they're trying to rush and compete with Marvel, and it's just like they can't.
Yeah, I
Like
hear actually I've heard that the Batman stuff is like
yeah,
top notch and it's all on HBO. Like a lot
yeah,
of it is. So I got to get on that, dude. So Joe Logan, his actual name is Higan.
she got yeah,
So you could you see some kind of
yeah,
remnants of something that's happening at the end of the show, like
yeah,
some digital thing that's
yeah. It's like a
happening.
face. Yeah, like when I first thought, at first I thought it was gonna be like okay, maybe they had like shields that broke because he has like all the security cameras and stuff. But
Hmm.
then like when he takes his off, I was like, oh snap, that's like Tony Stark technology right there.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
using some sort of
It's like
uh
it's what Cat Black Widow used in was it
yes,
Civil
it's
War?
almost
Yeah.
they saw this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, they saw that movie. Once again, they're like, take that too.
He watched every single superhero movie. He was like, we're gonna get that, we're gonna use that, we're gonna use it.
I want that. I want that in my show. I want that in my show. I mean, this man. So Joe Logan is voiced by Kinjiro Suda, and Kinjiro Suda it voiced some characters on One Punch Man. Uh, he voiced somebody on Attack on Titan. He voiced somebody on One Piece. He did the Joker on Fire Force. He's done. He was Kento in Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
So I mean, these guys are who are the voice actors for a lot of these things. They've got
Yeah.
like a litany. It feels like
Yeah, they have
there's
like
probably
a list of stuff that they do.
so
Yeah.
many, like everybody in there. The only issue is, and did you feel the same way that I did? I get the whole from Japanese from sub to dub.
Yeah.
Dub is not great. Did you feel that? The dub is not. You kind of feel it a little bit. You'll feel it later on in the season
It
as if you like continue to watch this show.
say it really threw me off with the singing and stuff. So I was like,
Yeah.
yo, this is just out of pocket.
You know,
But
I think it may be more the dialogue. Like
yeah,
this is
how
one
they're
this
saying
is
stuff.
the show will kind of struggle because of how they say things.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like I don't know, just some of the translation is just not as
Yeah.
it needs to be thought out and written a different way
Yeah.
because it's a little clunky. It's a little
It's going
clunky.
back to that thing like what was it All Taxi where it
Hmm.
was like the subtitles were way different than what was being said in English.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. I think that's kind
Yeah.
of what it is. I think it suffers from that where they just like they
Yeah.
translate something and it's just like, that sound it's
Yeah.
supposed to sound a certain way, but it
Yeah.
sounds better. It reads better in
Yeah.
the subtitles. So,
Yeah, and like I said,
uh,
that comes all to like sentence structure, how we structure our sentences in English versus how they do it in
hmm
Japanese. Like the way it's formatted, it has to sound a certain way. So it's in English when you translate it as is in English, it's looks and sounds weird. So we kind of redo it to where it sounds cohesive in English, which will
yeah.
change like how it's said, words that are used, and things like that.
I wonder. I mean, there's got to be. I don't know if. I mean, you'd have to probably spend a lot of time on it. Probably like
Yeah,
too much time to go. Man, we need to like sit down and like try to make this make sense. And it feels like you
yeah,
might even have to change.
yeah.
How they're
Dialogue, some
talking to each other.
tone, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It would be a lot to have to change. So there is not much else about this show because it's so new. It's this year. This is just an OVA. This is just an animation they just kind of came up with, and it's the first thing that ENH has done yet from their productions. But there is a game on the Nintendo Switch which I have not looked up, but it's a prequel.
Really?
So
Okay. So it's like
that
him in
seems
his ninja
interesting.
days?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's gonna be him and his ninja days. So that might be kind of interesting to look up. Though I think it may be just like an RPG, and
Yeah.
I'm not a real big fan of RPGs. Once again, don't make me read Joe
Don't
Angel.
make
Don't make
me
me do it.
read.
Don't make me
Uh,
read, bro. Uh,
is it done or is it still going?
I believe. Oh, this show. I
Yeah.
believe there is no talks of a second season. But that doesn't mean that there's not going to be a second season. But they're because they've just kind of they're writing and
Yeah.
directing it and everything, and there's no kind of like there's no anything that's kind of followed. There hasn't been
Real
any kind of
concrete.
sometimes
Yeah.
they'll come up with a light novel or somebody else will come out
Yeah.
with something else, but there's doesn't seem to be any kind of
Handoff.
no handoff really.
Yeah.
But I mean, the show is well received. It's got like probably 4.5 stars, from like viewers, which is pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's
Four and a
good.
half out
Yeah.
of five. Though people do, but it's got to be taken with a grain of salt because this is no spoiler, but the show is just action nonsense.
Yeah. It's all action.
It's all action. Like you're here for the fight scenes.
Yeah.
You're here for the bloody, uh, massacres. That's what you're here for. But I mean, it did get nominated for like a best animated series from the Astra TV Awards. So I mean,
Yeah.
there's been some stuff, and if
Yeah.
you read reviews on some other stuff, that's kind of what you'll get is like, oh, the action is amazing, and it
Yeah.
continues to be amazing. Like I
Amazing.
watched all of
Yeah.
this. It's also very short.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of episodes. I think there's probably like 13,
13.
and it just
Yeah, like I said, the
it's
choreography, even the sound design with it was really
yeah,
done, well done.
it's really well done.
Yeah.
Like, and the coloring is all cool. The only thing
Yeah.
is, you could tell that the animation, like from them just like talking and
Yeah.
walking and like they got they got his
They
son.
got
Hey,
yeah.
they got his
Hey.
son to do it. Like, hey,
Yeah.
what are you
Hey.
doing?
What are you doing?
When
Hey,
you're done,
just do this. Yeah.
when you're done with your homework,
Yeah.
can you animate the scenes between the fights?
Hey, you have to animate this whole scene before you can go out and play.
Yeah. And hey, you will feel
Yeah.
it. You will feel it later on in
Yeah.
the series too. You just go, yo, these animations in
Yeah.
between the fight scenes are
Which I would get just because it's they're a new studio, so they gotta like work their budget up and prove they
yeah,
can do it and stuff like that.
yeah. I mean, and they got it done. 13 episodes. It remains to be kind of a fun show if you want to continue to watch it, but it is just kind of a silly, rowdy, bloody.
Yeah.
All right. So you know what, Joe Angel?
Yeah.
I told
Go
you I was
for
gonna make it short and
it.
sweet.
Sweet.
We can't call this guac talking.
Squash
What are we
side.
doing for you?
Oh man, we
Oh
can't
snap!
call
We're
it
gonna
squash side.
you know what we're gonna call it? We're gonna call
You're
this
like,
the this is the power energy hour. Okay.
Power energy hour.
Because you like to drink those energy drinks.
Oh
Give me
yeah, I need one right now.
you need one right now. Give me a little bit of
Too.
power energy hour on this.
Power
What do we got
energy.
here?
All right. So all in all, I did like it from the first intro with that first fight scene. Like I said, the choreography of it was really well done. I liked all the sound designs. I like the instrumental music in between. I do like I like the whole aspect of like the vengeance, like him coming back to life after being killed to avenge his family as a vengeful spirit. I really like that aspect of it. It's
Hmm.
like kind of like Ghost Rider, kind of like The Crow, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And it does have the like that's the I like action stuff. Like I know I'm a slice of life guy, I know, but I do like
Yeah. Sure.
action stuff like this. Like and this
Yeah.
one really caught my attention with everything it was
Uh,
done. Uh I will say the family montage was corny to me. Like
yeah, bro.
it was just
Yeah,
like,
bro.
all right, this is a little bit too corny. I get they wanted to like, are you gonna build a so you can understand why he's so vengeful, but it's just like,
Hmm.
I mean, he could have just did
It,
like one or two stuff or something small. I would have gotten the whole thing anyways.
yeah, they
Uh,
drove it home pretty
yeah.
hardcore.
But I don't know. Like I really did like it. Like I said, I like the fight scene, like the intro, that outro song, which is gonna be the opening song. That went pretty
Yo,
hardcore.
Joanne,
Like,
if you need some energy right now,
yeah, go
after
listen to
this,
that song.
put on "Vengeance" by
Put it
Cold Rain and punch
and,
kick, dude. Just
yeah, because that's the thing too for me is like does play a big part in it too. So
hmm.
like
Hmm.
if it has to be something that gets me pumped up or gets me in the mood to like, oh, this is what we're gonna get into. Like there's been some animes that they'll have a good opening song for the first season, second season it's like whatever. But all in all, at least for like a first time, like this has really got me interested. Like this one's
Hmm.
definitely
Hmm.
going on my list to watch.
All right, I like that.
Yeah.
Now, is
Uh,
it as high as 4.5 like the rest of everybody
four
else, or is
and a
it gonna
half.
be
All right, how many
how many
tiger cakes am I giving this? Not
Tigar
tiger,
cakes?
tiger. Uh, I would say I'm up there with 4.5. Like I said,
Okay,
I do
I
like
like
it.
that.
Like I said, I'm still leaving that other half open, just so I can go through and actually watch it and see how I feel it continues with the action and the storyline and stuff.
I would like to hear your thoughts on it later on.
Yeah. Plus, I
All
do
right.
like the ninja smoke magic he does. It's pretty cool.
Hey, by the way, if you like that, it gets better. There's some awesome ninja smoke magic going on.
Homie literally turned into the Amityville Horror.
He showed it. He showed it. It is scurry. It's
It's
scurry.
scurry, guys. And you know what else is scurry? Halloween, and that's next month, guys. So
We coming up. We
we
coming
coming
up.
up, guys. So
Oh
be like you
snap,
said.
dude. Yeah.
Then there's one that's coming out this month that I'm super excited for to do for Halloween because I've
Yeah, we
been
gotta start
waiting on
watching.
there.
Gotta start watching them now.
Yeah, gotta start watching them now, guys. You gotta kick Mariah Carey to the curb. This ain't her time yet. This ain't
Yeah,
her
she
time
can wait.
yet.
You
She
can
can
wait,
wait.
girl.
She can wait. But you know what? Can't wait. This podcast with those 5 stars, guys. We need those now, guys. Right
Yarr.
now.
Yarr.
In order to get that, go to our Spotify, go to our Podbean, go to our SoundCloud, and you can now find us on iTunes and YouTube, guys. We're on there as well. Just go look up Anime Me Pod. You'll see our logos. You'll see all our episodes and all that fun stuff. So it's on all those platforms. So we're giving more stuff out for y'all. That way you can pick the platform that you love to use. You can find us on there. But if there's one that you do use that we haven't been on, drop those in the comments so we can get on that too, guys, because we want to be able to reach you and your friends on the stuff that they use. In order to do that, you got to share this. You got to share this podcast, guys. So you go hit those likes, hit the shares, hit the 5 stars. Let people know about our podcast. Let them know we show people about anime and teach them how to love it and watch it. And if there's a show you're trying to get somebody into that you want us to help with, give us those show in the comments because we'll get that going. We'll do it. We'll help you out with that. And if it's our movie too, guys, because we need some more movies to watch, guys, because there's some that are really good that we haven't watched yet, but we're gonna get to later on. And also, be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Anime Meatpod, where you can find clips of our upcoming episodes and you can stay up to date on all the stuff we got going on. Because yeah, you do know we have shirts that are coming out, and as soon as we get those readily available, we'll let you know on our socials on there, guys. So be sure to follow us on there so you can stay up to date on that. And as always, keep being kind, keep being nice, and spread and share the love of anime, guys. Yeah. All right. With that, I've been Dwayne Jones, co-host Sal. We will see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.
これはアニメミーでした。これから帰国の旅を始めます。ご清聴ありがとうございました。